Hey everybody, what's up? It's Ted, Thursday, December 3rd, 2020. So the CDC came out today, warns Americans against traveling, tells us basically not to travel for the holiday season. In California, they're ordering a 3-week lockdown. Specifically in Los Angeles, residents are ordered to stay home, avoid gatherings, and cancel everything. So I've been telling you guys for weeks now, this was coming back around. All you've been seeing in the headlines everywhere you turn around is how it's surging here, it's surging there, it's all these cases. So it was pretty clear cut that this was the path we were going to take, especially as soon as the media came out and said that Biden was your winner. It was clear that that was what they had said all along, is that what they were going to do. So here it is. It's starting to really kick in now. So on this channel, I like to tell you guys all the time to get ready and be prepared. Part of being prepared is to be ahead of the curve, right? That's the whole reason, the whole purpose of it is to be there before it's actually happening, to be ahead of that curve. So if you're waiting until they're saying there's food shortages on the shelves, it's too late. That's why we prepare. So you need to get out there. You're running out of time. This is not a joke. It's coming. Okay? Every single day. I'm sick of telling you guys. I know you must be sick of hearing me say it. So get ready. Go out now. Get the things you're going to need. Right? I tell you all the time. The food, the water. And this time around, with the vaccine coming out, they might make these restrictions worse. Like I talked to you guys, you must be sick of hearing that too. With the vaccine, they might say you can't come in the store unless you have a paper that says that you have the vaccine, or if you've been tested or anything, which they're already doing in some cases, like on airplanes, for example. So this time around, these restrictions could start off as these 3-week lockdowns and end up turning into something else, because as we spoke of yesterday, you know you got the vaccine coming. It's only a matter of time. Even though today Pfizer did come out and say that they're not going to be able to bring as many vaccines out as they initially claimed that they would be able to. And after saying that, stocks plummeted. Speaking of stocks plummeting, the dollar also is plummeting in value against all other currencies. During the pandemic, the first stage of the pandemic anyway, the dollar was actually doing really, really good. If you look at that chart, you can kind of see it right there, the big bump right here. But as of lately, it's sinking. Okay, and I just spoke with you guys last night about economic collapse. That's what got me started in all of this prepping stuff in 2008, was economic collapse. That's what got me digging in, looking into what I do, figuring out financial things that they learned in any kind of school, right? They didn't teach you this in any kind of school unless you specifically went for economics or something. And they still didn't teach you the truth. They teach you, to be like one of these Federal Reserve type of people. And just like I talked about, the dollar is going to continue to go down because of those steps that China has been taking for years and years to knock us out of that world reserve currency status. And this is just more proof of it right here. Really, what you need to do is get rid of the Federal Reserve, because this isn't a problem that you can pin on somebody like, oh, this is Clinton's fault, this is Bush's fault, this is Trump's fault, this is Obama's fault. It's not any of that. This is the Federal Reserve fault, which is a private bank. I hope all of you know that. They're not in it for anything for America. The Federal Reserve is only got one agenda, and that's to make money off of me and you. And that's why they should be removed, because our dollar is going down right now, and they don't care. They're not going to come tell you. They're going to keep it propped up as long as they can, and at the last minute think depression. That's why I tell you, get out there, get these things, right? Food, water. Another thing is to be ahead of the curve, right? Think about things that might happen, like food shortage first last time, then there was like this aluminum shortage. We're still experiencing parts of that. So get you aluminum based things. Canned goods are going to maybe be harder and harder to come by. Even the tin foil bag is aluminum foil bag, So be ahead of the curve. Go out there, get them things. Tools. That's an important one that not many people talk about. Anyway, this is a good one for you. This one started out, I wanted to say, this was going to kind of be a joke saying, I'm serious about not wearing masks and stuff like that, but don't take it to this level. COVID purple tier maskless shopper at Morgan Hill Target is arrested for pulling a gun on employees. And as I said, I was going to start off this being a joke about not being that serious about it, but let me just read it to you guys real quick and then show you this guy's rights got trampled on right here. And still are. A man who was confronted at a Target store in Morgan Hill about not wearing a mask was arrested after brandishing what appeared to be a handgun from his pocket, police said. Morgan Hill police said officers were dispatched to the Target store at 1061 Cochran Road at about 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday on a report of a man with a gun inside the store. Officers who arrived learned that the man had entered the store without a mask, and two female employees went up to him to ask him to put on a mask. Police said the verbal confrontation followed, with the suspect seeming to be agitated and who then grabbed what looked like a gun out of his pocket. The employees, fearing for their safety, backed away and called 911. The suspect stayed in the store as police responded to the scene. Officers found the man inside the store and took him into custody without incident. However, there was no gun found in his possession, and officers who searched the store didn't find a weapon. The suspect was identified as, I'm not going to say his name, he was later booked into Santa Clara County, Maine jail. Morgan Hill police said investigators believe that he discarded the weapon somewhere inside the store and were working on obtaining security camera video of the incident. Anyone with information, if you see something, say something. Anyway, okay, right off the bat, he reached in his pocket, he pulled out something that appeared to be a gun. Officers came to the scene, arrested him, didn't find a gun. He's still in jail. They still don't have a gun. What did he do? What's he in jail for? For faking like he had a gun? These people got scared because he didn't have his mask on. He had his finger in his pocket and he's in jail right now? I'm pretty sure there's no law against that. So this is a ridiculous article. His rights are being trampled on, and they're telling you, not only that, they're telling you, we didn't find the gun, so if you have any information, please contact us. That's a great way. All they got to do is get some witness in there. I seen him put it over here. Yeah, it's a destroyed gun now, but I seen him do it. And that's Nazi stuff right there. That's the police state. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're going down. That's the whole occupied America thing that I'm telling you guys about. Los Angeles and all that's the same thing. Those are the occupied areas. We might not be where you're at yet, but if it comes to your area, you're going to fight. And like I told you guys last night, the New York City bar owner was arrested for refusing to shut down and pay attention to the COVID restrictions. And now a large crowd of supporters protests a large crowd of supporters protests the shutdown of Mac's Public House, Staten Island bar that defied COVID-19 restrictions. Okay. This is awesome. This is one of those skirmishes I told you last night in that occupied America. In New York, and I would say that's definitely occupied territory. Okay? Look at the restrictions. That's already like a police state. You got the dictator of New York up there. Thinks he's a king or something and he can just impose his will on people. But this guy tried to stand up, and now, like I said, you're not going to be able to do it alone. People came out and protest. So that's awesome for the early skirmishes of civil war, right? Like I said, these are it. This is the early skirmishes of a civil war, and they're in the occupied area. And if they don't fight, it will be knocking on our door soon. And that's what the civil war is going to be this time. It's not going to be about a color, a race. It's not going to be about your group, my group. It's going to be about people who want freedom and people who want lockdowns. That's what it's looking like right now. So, and another thing, I tell you guys all the time, be careful. Got to keep our eye on Russia. We got to keep our eye on China, because things going on in the South China Sea and things going on with China and Taiwan, and Russia being in American waters up by Alaska a lot this year. So now we're getting headlines that the Army is training specialized companies of Green Berets to crack hard targets. The shift in the mission for certain Special Force units is part of a broader push to prepare for a higher end fights with Russia and China. So, like I said, we got to keep our eye on it. If they're getting ready for it, why aren't you? Okay? Be prepared for it. When all else fails, they bring you to war. The globalists, the New World Order. That's the people who run this world. And actually, the Civil War should be about a color. You know what that color should be? The color would be green. Your dollar bills, your money, right? That's what rules the world. And that's what we need to stop the Federal Reserve. That's what the Civil War should be about. But it's not going to be. It's going to be about people who believe in freedom and people who think that being locked down makes them safe. Just like sheep. You got to get herded up and put in your area to stay safe. Anyway, guys, pay attention. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Thanks for joining me. Let me get a thumbs up. Subscribe. And see you guys tomorrow. Be safe.